Fresh insight has just been revealed on the Chicago Bears' crucial draft pick. And unless you've been living under a rock, right, you're aware that for the first time since Trevor Lawrence in 2021, there's a consensus number one quarterback prospect, and we are about to draft him. And that quarterback, he's Caleb Williams. ESPN, they just released statistical percentages on the chances Williams and other guys in his class, how they project as a bust, adequate starter, being in the upper tier, or being elite. And it's a metric that is called the QBase 2.0 model. It's put together by the guys at Football Outsiders. And what QBase is that it helps us determine outcomes by factoring in a quarterback's rushing ability, which is nice to include that, but it also includes his adjusted college passing statistics and adjusted years started. The adjustments consider the quality of both the quarterback's teammates and opponents. And while they reward quarterbacks who have steadily improved over time, that's going to help Jaden Daniels. They also penalize one-year wonders. So his lack of playing experience, that penalizes him a little bit as well. Just for example, in short, it's modeled to figure out likely NFL careers for these prospects. And I just think it's the best tool available to us. And it's very thorough. They run 50,000 simulations to provide a distribution that each quarterback falls within a particular range. So as you know, too, we've got the Commanders, the Patriots, and quite likely another team moving up to grab J.J. McCarthy. My bet is the Vikings, but the Giants, Broncos, possibly even the Raiders, they could all get into the mix too in this first round. So lots of these quarterbacks, in short, they're going to go early. So let's just compare Caleb to the other top quarterbacks as well. And let's just start with Williams. And this is beyond encouraging. They had a ton to say about him in this recent ESPN article that just came out. You guys, it is a fantastic article. It's called 2024 NFL Draft, Quarterback Projections, Stats, and More. And if you want to play with this a little bit and do a deep dive, I would really encourage you opening up this story. So let's keep going. I'm just going to quote from this. This is Aaron Schatz. He had a lot to say about him in this recent article, and I'm just going to talk it through. This is what he had to say. Williams is the consensus top quarterback in this draft for good reason. He won the Heisman Trophy in 2022. He followed it up with a very strong 2023. He actually threw for more yards per attempt, 9.36, and had a higher completion rate, that's 68.6, than he did in 2022. And that's despite USC's overall struggles. That's despite USC having like the 116th ranked defense in the country. He has an elite arm. He has exceptional playmaking ability, and that's reflected in both his passing and his rushing numbers. In addition, he has a consistent track of success, excelling ever since he remember when he took Spencer Rattler's starting job at Oklahoma in 2021? If the Chicago Bears decide to draft him first overall, QBase raises no objection and definitely supports it. So looking at these percentages, Schatz is telling us that there is a 75% chance Caleb will be an adequate starter for the Bears. By adequate, I mean a dependable starter, a guy that you can roll out every single year. In contrast, let's look at this. Drake May, he's at 49%. Daniels, he's at 61%. McCarthy, he's only sitting there at 53%, which is kind of disheartening. I'm going to drop this story down. You guys check out that story. So what's the expectation at floor level for Caleb Williams? And performance-wise, and this is courtesy of sportsmockery.com, another great site, we're looking at about 3,000 to 3,500 passing yards and 20 to 25 touchdowns a year. For us, the Chicago Bears, this is a huge win and way more than we've experienced over the last decade. It's been tough. Now look at the percentage of becoming elite. To put that into perspective, no one else in the class this year is over 15%. And the upper tier percentage, that's at 24%. And that's indicative of being a franchise quarterback. We can compare the franchise quarterback percentage with other top guys. We've got Drake May at almost 10 points lower at 16%. We've got Jaden Daniels a bit closer at 20%. I would argue that Jaden Daniels is the second highest quarterback prospect this year. And J.J. McCarthy, he's trailing big time at 17%. We can keep tossing these percentages out, but from this metric, That's been proven quite dependable over the years. It's been a good metric that ESPN uses a ton. Football Outsiders does a great job with this. It's looking quite obvious that Caleb, he's the guy to draft. I think what makes Caleb so attractive as well, it's his floor. It's not so much his sky high ceiling, it's his floor. And it's very, very encouraging. It's very, very safe. He's very unlikely to be a bust like Trey Lance, for example. His bust rate, it's only 28%. That's compared to Drake May. His bust rate is at 49%. Daniels is at 38%. And McCarthy, he's at a high level as well. He's at 45% to bust. Caleb's bust rate is only 28%. And in comparison, I think I can link the references here if you'd like to do a deeper dive yourself. Trevor Lawrence, he measured pretty close to Caleb with a bust rate of 25% and about the same 75% success evaluation as Caleb. That as well. That's really encouraging. Then you've got guys like Trey Lance. Let's talk about their rating. He had a 43% bust rate and only a 54% success prediction. We're looking at Caleb at 75%. If you don't remember, we're looking at Trevor Lawrence at 75%. Fields, he had a whopping 41% bust rate. Matt Jones, he was predicted to have a 55% chance to bust. Check these articles out. Have some fun. But I want to be honest, just like I always am, this model, it did have some misses. Did anyone really see the Zach Wilson faceplant? I didn't. So many people, so many prognosticators did not. Certainly the Jets didn't. This metric didn't see this either. He was given only a 29% bust rate. That's very close to Caleb's, and a success prediction of 70%. Huge miss by this metric. Let's look at CJ Stroud. He was given a pretty high 45% chance to bust and only a 54% chance of success. I mean, this is never going to be a perfect indicator, but I just wanted to share something with you guys. I wanted to give us reasons to be optimistic and actually get excited for a potentially great quarterback coming to town. And I didn't want it to be all opinions and projections either. I wanted to give you a solid metric to support this. And QBase, it really does this. Look at another angle. If this metric, if it measured the type of team each of these prospects ends up going to, I'm sure these percentages will continue to separate Caleb from the pack this year. And as we've talked about, the table, it's been set so well, and it's hard to think of a better recent situation for a rookie quarterback to walk into, right? I think we all know this. I mean, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Gerald Everett, underrated pickup. He's going to join our already stellar Cole Kmet. He's going to have some guys to throw to, and who knows what we're going to do in the draft. Maybe we'll add like Rome Odunze. I'd absolutely love that. But also, we added some center help. We added some center depth, and we've added some versatile depth all the way across the offensive line. I know a lot of you guys are pessimistic about this, but I think this is a huge improvement. We've got Darnold, right? Tevin Jenkins. I mean, just like any player, he's got to stay healthy. And yes, a player who's shown incremental improvement every single year, and that's in Braxton Jones. Our offensive line is going to be much more reliable. If we have Tevin Jenkins injuries, if we have injuries other places in our offensive line, we have been shored up incredibly well that we have guys that can step in and hold down the fort while guys heal. I mean, we're not going to be like the, oh no, what do we do that we were last year. Plus, we have a versatile and deep backfield. I think you guys know that as well. But here's the nicest part. Our defense is going to ball out, and there won't be a need to play hero ball every single week. That's what Caleb was experiencing at USC. That's what Justin Fields was experiencing here. That's a really heavy load to carry. He's going to be able to settle in. I have so much optimism for the future here. You really should too. And you guys, let me know what you think. It's time that we start getting realistic. It's time that we start preparing for Caleb Williams to be our quarterback, even though like there have been some red flags. I have illustrated those. But so far, people interviewing him at the combine, people from the Bears organization spending time with them, they are not considering these potential red flags as being huge issues. They think that he's going to fit in well with this team culture. They think that we're going to win a ton of games with him. and they also believe in his ability. Let's give him a chance here. Let's start looking at things with not rose-colored glasses, but unbiased glasses, and do whatever we can to invite him into town here. I think it's going to be a great get, and I think we're going to be successful. So let's see what happens, you guys. Bear down. Let's continue to enjoy this pre-draft season. The draft is going to be here before we know it, and hey, always good spending time with you guys. See ya.